right, I just want to introduce to you chapters 4 and 5. They're going to be on society during this colonial period. So we spent chapters 2 and 3 really opening up and seeing who is here, what's the modern day United States. So we looked at those plantation colonies, the southern colonies, Virginia and the South. We looked at the middle colonies. That's the last thing we looked at. That's like New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and then those New England colonies. And so we're going to be going the next week, we're going to look at what life is like in those places and what's going on. So today we're going to start with those southern plantation colonies. You're going to see like what they're growing. We already know tobacco, but we're going to see the rise of rice and indigo, particularly in the South Carolina and into Georgia. And both of those crops are very profitable. So it's going to lead more people to want to do them, and of course thus more land will be needed. Another thing that's needed is labor. Initially, when we are having our founding of Jamestown, the life expectancy is not very good. So you don't have a lot of people just, volunteering to come over necessarily and that have a lot of money. So you have a few people that have the money, and they're going to pay the passage of what we call an indentured servant. Now remember, in England you had this population surge, you have these people who are unemployed, and initially that's your labor force. It's usually young white men who come over and work for a period of years and then get, their freedom, and they get some land, and it's a way for them to have their own land. Because remember, in England, that's not how it works. And that works for a while until, the diseases kind of get immunities to the diseases and the population starts to be able to move on. It's just regrowth. And so now it is getting to where we need more labor, right? And of course, all this time you're going to have clashes with the Native Americans, which we've seen as we're moving west. So that's going to have an issue between the haves and the have-nots, these frontiers, these indentured servants who are gone. We're going to see that with Bacon's Rebellion. And then you also have this rise in slavery into the United States. Now, slavery has existed for a long time in the West, right? You've had all throughout the Caribbean and into Central and South America, but up till like the mid 1600s, it just wasn't very profitable. Really into the 1670s and 80s, it just wasn't profitable. It was expensive. So as the number of indentured servants go down, the need for the labor force increases, and that's where we'll get to that colonial slavery. And today you'll read a passage by a person who actually came from Africa, moved over on the ship on this middle passage you'll read about, and you'll get to answer some questions. So you'll go through the content with the comprehension questions like normal. You'll have a reading of kind of a dramatized version of Bacon's Rebellion. It's a poem based on real life stuff, but it's not exactly true. And you'll answer some questions, and then you'll read the passage and you'll answer some questions there. If you have any questions, as always, you can just give me an email and I'll get back with you. See you soon.